Look at this stuff. Looks like snow. That's a whole lot of hail. When it looks like snow, you know it's cold. Wow. This hail's the size of BBs. Nothing like pure adventure. I'm on my way into the Touratech Rally. The weather is, well, the weather is less than what most people want to ride in. But it makes it much more exciting. I really enjoy having the opportunity to get up on the trails and have some serious challenges. Jumping out in the mud, getting around to playing, that's always a hoot. I'm doing several classes this year. I teach at the rallies here and there, and I've been teaching at the Touratech Rally for the last 5 years. A lot of the larger rallies like this offer a lot of learning opportunities just as part of the admission to the rally. Lots of presenters talking about trips and travel. It's pretty common now to find some sort of trainer there, like myself, offering classes to help beginners become better and experienced riders to become experts. Excellent. All right, so gear up, and we'll meet you guys in the field right on the other side of these trees. I'll be right over behind you. What you're doing is, this is all about feel. Feel where that neutral point is, where you don't feel yourself being thrown back, where you're not holding onto the bars. If you're holding onto the bars, it's wrong.
You're doing it wrong.
So we need to be neutral so that you're always light, 2 fingers, palming the controls. Never gripping, always palming. When I teach classes to adventure riders, braking is almost always included, and I do demonstrations with ABS on and ABS off.
Hey Bret, ABS on or off? Off.
During the Touratech Rally, I had a special lesson of opportunity. I put the shiny side down, I crashed it, I plowed it into the ground, I laid her down, or my favorite, I had an unintentional rapid dismount. Having a front wheel lockup during demonstrations is very common, but the recoveries are easy. You release the brake, you gradually reapply. The bike can slide for quite a ways with the front wheel lockup. So let's break down this unintentional rapid dismount that I did and take a look at what was wrong and what was right. What was wrong was I miscalculated the slope and the terrain and how the bike would react when and if I locked up the front end. As I came in, the ground was very rough, so I was getting a lot of movement in the front end, causing the front tire to weight and then unweight, changing traction very rapidly. The second thing I did wrong was read the slope, and I was running diagonal, which means when I tuck, the bike was going to tuck the front end very, very quickly. What went right was the way I came in as a rider. The one thing I've always told riders is, don't jump off the bike, don't quit, ride the bike all the way to the point of no return. And in this case, as I ride the bike in, you can see, first of all, my vision is always on the horizon. And this isn't something I'm thinking about at the time. I'm not going, oh my gosh, I'm gonna crash, I need to be watching the horizon. I'm gonna crash, I need to stay relaxed. This is from training over and over and over, so it becomes your natural action. Because again, when a crash happens, it happens so fast, you're just thinking to yourself, oh, I'm crashing, or whatever other expletive that you come up with. So my eyes are on the horizon. I'm still forward on the motorcycle, so I still have good light control of the handlebars, and I'm trying to get the bike to steer forward, even though the bike is kicking off. The bike starts to rotate underneath me. This is when things get to the point where I have no more control. Once the bike rotates diagonal far enough that my feet can no longer stay on the pegs, most specifically my right foot, the seat pries my right foot off the peg. At this point, I'm at the point of no return. There's no coming back from this. You'll see that my eyes drop so I can see where I'm going to actually bounce and roll. I'm not picking my spot. That's not how it works. I'm just looking to see where I'm going to end up. When my foot hits the ground, I'm not trying to save the motorcycle. I'm not bracing, I'm not trying to hold it up. It's touching and it's immediately swept back underneath the bike because I'm not putting weight on my leg. This is where the benefit of soft panniers come in. You can see my foot actually catches right underneath the edge of the pannier, but because it's a soft pannier, I didn't end up with any foot injury and I didn't damage the motorcycle. I continue to come off the bike at this point. You'll see my right arm extends. My hand goes out, but I'm not bracing. As soon as my hand touches the ground, I immediately roll towards the forearm and the elbow starts to come down. Again, I don't brace to the elbow. I continue to roll off the elbow, onto the arm, off my shoulder, and roll through the fall. When we fall off the motorcycle, what really is going to cause our injury is when we brace and we try to stop the fall and we try to stop that forward energy. We want to roll through and slide with it as far as possible so there's less energy on any kind of an impact. If you reach out and brace with the hand, then you're very likely to break a wrist. If you brace with the elbow, you'll either break the collarbone, you'll dislocate the shoulder, or both. And that's what we're trying to avoid here. So as I come down, I'm going to continue to just roll off of my forearm, through my elbow, across my shoulder, and then roll completely through. Now, if you end up taking a really hard impact on a fall like this, don't jump up and run over to your bike. When I had this fall, it was pretty soft. I rolled over, I wasn't going that fast, I went over to pick up the bike. But make sure you're not hurt. A lot of times you'll end up with an injury that you don't realize at first, especially if you have an adrenaline spike or if you find yourself fearful coming off the bike. You need to have a positive attitude about a situation like this. When I came off the bike, I was laughing before I hit the ground. I was thinking to myself, here I am in front of a whole mess of students, everybody's watching, Tim's got the camera rolling, and I'm now airborne. That's the idea. You want to have positive attitude. That way you're rolling, you're relaxed. If you come off and you're scared or angry, you're much more likely to brace and hurt yourself. I'm not going to recommend you go practice crashing your motorcycle, but if you do end up with an unintentional rapid dismount, what I am going to say is ride the bike all the way to the point of no return. Keep your eyes up and stay relaxed. When you do come off the motorcycle, don't brace, roll with it, and keep a positive attitude. Once you stop sliding, once you stop rolling, do a system check. Make sure everything works, make sure nothing hurts, and don't rush to pick up the motorcycle. Make sure you're okay first.
I just